Voters are still showing up at the Countryside Christian Church polling location in Pittsburgh with less than an hour left to vote now. KOAM's Caitlin Shive joins us from there live.
County Clerk Don Pyle told me that there have been some technical issues throughout the day with polling here in Kansas regarding some typos or wrong addresses for some residents with their ballots. But he says it's only been about a few out of the 20,000 ballots they are expecting to be cast by the end of the night. Now it's a slow pace of people still trickling in here at the Countryside Christian Church location, where voters are only waiting around 5 to 10 minutes to vote. Some say they were expecting longer wait times at this time of the night, but are happy with how smoothly things are being run with masks and social distancing so that they can get their votes cast.
It's a presidential election. It is my voice and it should be heard, so I'm out here voting today.
Now there's been around more than 1,100 votes cast at this location with less than an hour left to vote. Reporting live in Pittsburgh, Caitlin Shive, KOAM News.
Caitlin, thanks. Voting's also underway in a lot of places, including St. Paul's Methodist Church in Joplin, where hundreds of voters are working their way through a long line to have their voices heard. KOAM's Kate Kelly joins us from there live. Kate.
Even though a lot of people have voted absentee, the majority of voters in our area are showing up to the polls in person, and there's a lot of them. Now, the line has gone down quite a bit as the last few voters are making their way in. The wait time is sitting around 45 minutes to an hour, still about an hour faster than this morning. One poll worker told me about 150 people were here waiting at 6 a.m., and so far there's nearly 1,500 votes that have been cast. These voters say it's worth the wait to have their voices heard.
With the pandemic, with the economy, I own 2 businesses here in town, so it's really important for me to get somebody that's going to get businesses back and get customers back, but do it safely.
3,500 people belong to this precinct. Poll workers say they're still expecting to see about 500 more voters before things wrap up. Of course, polls close at 7, so there's still just a little time left in Joplin. Kate Kelly, KOAM News.
All right, Kate, thanks. Over in Carl Junction, the voting line stretched all the way out to the road in Briarbrook. With about a 2-hour wait at some points, voters had plenty of time to reflect on who they're voting for and why. 18-year-old Ashley Stokes is voting in her first presidential election, but says she's more enthusiastic about state and local issues compared to who will secure the position of commander-in-chief.
Honestly, on the presidential election, I know who I'm voting for, but I don't even want to admit it to people because both of them are an embarrassment.
By around 1 p.m., this precinct had seen nearly 1,000 voters. There was a short wait at the Civic Center in Miami, Oklahoma. The Ottawa County Election Board Secretary Verna Ferris tells us she did not have a turnout estimate precisely, but they thought turnout would be high. She also said the early voting period brought in a lot of voters there. Preparations are underway at the Republican headquarters in Joplin for tonight. A watch party is set to kick off at 7. And ahead of that, volunteers have been shuttling voters to the polls and getting the HQ ready for guests. One volunteer we spoke with says they had a busy start to the day, but things began to quiet down in the afternoon. Traditionally, they see a larger group for a watch party, but officials say COVID-19 changed things.
Our debate nights have been more crowded than we had planned. We were expecting maybe 25 to 30, and we've been closer to 50. But like I say, we just don't know what to expect, so we're ready.
We'll have live reports from that watch party throughout the night and on KOAM News at 9 and 10. Now, today's KOAM News Now Instapoll, we're asking, how confident are you that votes will be counted properly nationwide? At this point, just over a quarter, 27% say very confident, 11% say somewhat confident, most, 62% say not confident. You can join in the conversation by voting at KOAMNewsNow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results update automatically. We're going to check in on the numbers periodically throughout this evening's newscasts.